Hey guys, welcome into my channel. This is my very first video, so I wanted to make it something special to my heart. The rent in this country is increasing exponentially, sometimes beyond comprehension. Wages are increasing slightly over the past couple of years, but the rent is increasing much faster, leaving people all over this country ending up in homeless situations, or relying on the state to step in and help them pay their rent. Jumping straight into it, we got Jimmy McMillan here back in 2010, and he's proving to us that he knew what he was talking about back then, and a lot of people just laughed at him, but Jimmy McMillan, he knows what's up.
I represent the rent is too damn high party. People are working 8 hours a day and 40 hours a week to some a third job. Women can't afford to take care of their children, feed their children breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My main job is to provide a roof over your head, food on the table, and money in your pocket. This is politics as usual. Playing a silly game. It's not going to happen. The rent too damn high movement, the people I'm here to represent can't afford to pay their rent. They're being laid off right now as I speak. They can't eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Listen, someone's stomach, child's stomach just growled. Did you hear it? Gotta listen like me.
Okay,
let's
Mr.
talk
McMillan.
about the issue.
Mr.
People can't afford
Mr.
to pay their
Cuomo,
rent.
30
Stop.
seconds for you, sir.
Rent is too damn high. As a karate expert, I will not talk about anyone up here because our children can't afford to live anywhere. Nowhere. There's nowhere to go. Once again, why? You said it, the rent is too damn high.
Thank you.
The rent is just too damn high, and as we'll see in a few more of these videos, it really is just too damn high. Jimmy McMillan, he was running for governor back in 2010 for New York. All right, so here we have some short video I found here on the YouTube of some girl who actually lives in New York. She says the New York City rent is too damn high.
Question for New Yorkers. How long have you lived in the apartment that you're currently living in? I feel like every year I try to move to a nicer apartment, but every year the rent in New York gets higher and higher and higher.
Every year she likes to move around. Man, that is some boozy shit right there. I don't know anybody that likes to find a new place every year. I mean, that's some pretty boozy shit.
Right now, the median rent I read for a 2-bedroom apartment is $3,600 a month, which is over $1,000 more than I am paying right now. So I just kind of accepted finally that I'm probably going to stay in my current apartment for a lot longer. I've been here for over 10 years and I finally got around to painting.
Wait a minute. So she just said she likes to move around every year. Every year she likes to find a better place, but yet she's been living here for 10 years. Something ain't adding up, lady. I don't know. You're gonna make me pissed off with that kind of numbers. Either way, though, the rent, as she was talking about, going up a whole $1,000. That's some pretty serious stuff. But as we'll see, it's not the most extreme example of what's going on right now. All right, next up we got a landlord. He's called the out-of-state investor. He's talking about the reason why he raises rent. So let's check him out.
Every year, I'll raise my rents on all my rental properties. You see, the reality is the cost of owning a property goes up every single year between property taxes, insurance rates, and even cost of materials. So if you decide not to raise the rent, you, the owner, are the one that ends up incurring that extra monthly expense. And not only that, but many times it will actually negatively impact the value.
So we're getting like the landlord's reasoning behind raising the rent here. It says you gotta pay more property tax and insurance, and then repairs and stuff like that. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense to some degree here. But as you'll see, moving forward, there's some pretty extreme situations that just ain't adding up.
value of the property, which can really affect you when it finally comes time to sell the property. So my philosophy is to be in the habit of raising rents every single year to keep up with where the market is. And even if it's just a $10 increase, it's just...
Something tells me he's not raising the rent $10. I never heard of that $10 rent increase. That'd be nice. Surely, it would be real nice, but it's probably not real.
setting that expectation that you're going to raise rents every single year to adjust for inflation.
All right, next up we got a little action news from ABC here, talking about the price of paradise. Let's hear it out.
Of paradise, as we live here in Tampa Bay, rent prices increasing faster here than almost anywhere else in the country and the world, in fact. And tonight, ABC Action News reporter Sarah Hollenbeck is here with the latest options that renters do have.
To be quite honest, the first thing is I cried because I just thought, what am I going to do?
Heather DeRigo recently received a notice from her apartment management office that made her heart sink. Her rent is going up from $1,007 a month to $1,500 a month when her lease expires this April.
Rent's going up $500. The last guy, he's talking about raising the rent $10, right? So obviously what he's talking about ain't reality, right? You know, here's somebody's actual reality of what they're facing right now.
More than 30% hike.
I feel
30%, jeez.
more than frustrated. I feel a sense of like desperation.
Crystal Robles knows that feeling too. She spent 3 months desperately searching for a new apartment.
The price is automatically $300 to $400 more. And unless you're in some type of program where you're getting help or getting a discounted rent or affordable housing, that's hard to even find now.
We're also hearing from renters on Twitter. Lori tells us she's spending more for a 2-bedroom in Tampa than she did in a trendy area of Los Angeles. Debbie spotted a listing for a 337 square foot apartment priced over $1,800 a month. The average studio apartment here in Tampa Bay is renting for $1,700 a month, and most renters are spending about half of their income towards rent. That leaves very little left for things like transportation, childcare costs, and groceries.
All right, so here we got the rent.com listing of rental properties in the Tampa Bay area. So we got it sorted by low to high here. As you can see, $1,600 for a studio. Obviously that news wasn't exaggerating here, right? So these are really what you can go out and find right now. $1,600, $1,490. That sounds like a steal. Here we go, $1,844 for a 1-bed. That's pretty insane. 3-bed, 2-bath, $3,235. I never even heard of someone's mortgage being that high, guys. This is sick. $5,000 for a 2-bed. Looks pretty decent. Now remember, this is supposedly sorted from cheapest to most expensive, but yeah, here's a 2-bed, $2,000. Something's wrong here. Rent.com, go ahead and fix your shit. But this shit is real. This stuff is really happening to people out there. Really, really happening. And it ain't making it easier. It ain't making it easier. All right, next up, we're going into Miami, Florida. Another good old Florida city over there. As you can see, we got some protest signs. This lady, Bobeth Yates from CBS Miami, she's got covering the protest that they got going on out there.
Well, Lauren and Elliot, this entire area was packed with protesters earlier. You can still see some of the signs left behind as they tried to send a message to their landlord saying these rate hikes are too much. About 40 Hialeah residents making their voices heard, chanting, "We're here, we're not leaving."
1% of the population is what it takes to make a difference. If you feel like you're being abused, you know, our greatest strength is to band together, like these nice people are here in their community, trying to stand up for what they believe in and what they feel is just wrong and injustice.
Rent usually was like $850 for the longest time, and they slowly incremented it like to $900, then $950. Last year was to $1,000.
But days
So these are like $50 increments, $850, $950, $1,000.
before Christmas, the residents were informed by the new owners who purchased in December that come February 1st, their rent will jump once more, this time from $1,000 to $1,650, a 65% increase.
65% increase, a $600 increase. That's $50, and now we're going up to $600. Like what happened? What happened? There's no way to justify this.
Distraught, but also not surprised. It's not a surprise, it's just like very infuriating.
Rachel Ruby says she's lived in the building for 24 years, and she and many of the other families who have also been there just as long are on fixed incomes and cannot afford the increase. And this group isn't alone. Rising rent has become a major concern for many South Floridians.
Luckily, the state of Florida, everybody wants to move down, but what you see is the real effect of people that have lived in their apartments, in this case 20, 30 years, and now they're forced out because they can't pay for these new rents.
Realtor Brittany Wood says the increase is partly the result of the pandemic and people relocating to the area.
We have more people looking for rentals than we actually have rentals available. So what we're finding is what is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that would on average have been something between maybe $1,900 to $2,000 a month. It is now up drastically.
Woods says rent has increased so much it is not uncommon to find a 1-bedroom condo in Brickell, Aventura, and several other areas like the beach priced at $5,000.
Florida doesn't have
$5,000 for a 1-bedroom, y'all. That's sick. All right, so this one is our rent.com for Miami. Here we got our studio sitting at 34 to $5,000. It's just gross. Not even on the beach, man. Look at that. Look at that. That one's not even on the beach. That's sick. It's close to the beach, I guess, but you still gotta walk a ways to get there. Here we go. 1 bed. 16 to 18. That's not crazy compared to some of these other ones. It's still pretty crazy. Here's a nice affordable one right there. 1 bed, 1 bath. Nice little downtown look to it. 1,200. And then these ones, they don't even want to tell you the price. It says contact for price. It's because they're ripping you off. That's why. They're ripping you off. 13 to 13.10. That's that $10 price increase we was talking about earlier. Here we go, 19 to 19.95. Contact for price on all of them. That's so they can give everybody a different price. It's so sick. This is disgusting. Absolutely deplorable. All right, this next video is titled "Absurd Rent Increase." Right? I mean, that's the topic we're on right now. This shit is absurd.
Are also on the rise here in Arizona, but a Valley woman reaching out to our Let Joe Know team after she was told to pay 5 times her current rate. So, investigator Joe Ducey took action.
Good luck, man. Good luck finding somebody to pay.
It didn't take Lana very long to show me around her Gilbert apartment.
And this is the bathroom.
1 bathroom, 1 bedroom, 700 square feet total. At $1,400 a month and a new complex, it worked for the short time Lana needed it.
My house is going to be ready within 1 year.
But her new house is taking longer to build. So, Lana asked the people at IA Apartments about a shorter lease extension so she could leave whenever her house was done.
Month to month, it makes more sense to me.
That's when Lana said she found this rate sheet stuck to her door and couldn't believe what it showed. Signing for...
We got 12 months, so it goes up about $200, right? Because it was at 14. Don't go up much more than that. 11, 10, 9. All the way up here, 6 months, 25, right? So we're looking at $1,000 more a month, right? But if you do 6 months or less, you gotta do month to month because they don't give you an option for that. So we're looking at
per year would be $1,629 a month, not much higher than the $1,400 she was paying. A 6-month lease increased to $2,505 monthly. And if you went month to month, as Lana wanted,
$7,000, that is absurd.
$7,415 a month for her third floor, 700 square foot apartment. Lana thought maybe it's a mistake. She called management.
They say, yeah, that is the right number. After we told them, it's like, this is a 1-bedroom. There is no elevator, there's no garage.
With no rent control in Arizona, landlords could basically charge what they want, but $7,400. Was it a deterrent?
I'm telling y'all, we have to get together, man. We gotta go get some coffee or something, man. We have the right, living here in the United States, we have that right to not be pushed around. There's more of us than there are of them. You know, you just gotta get together, man. Just start a Reddit. You know, go and meet up with your buddies at the Starbucks, man. Like, if not, there's gonna be more homeless people. And it could be you, it could be me. This needs to stop.
They
man.
think people would actually
gross.
pay it. We took our questions to iApartments through emails and in person at their Gilbert offices.
Joe Ducey with ABC 15. Do you have a manager who's here?
I was told corporate would handle it. No one got back to me. Lana says she expected an increase month to month, but thought having been there a year would count for more.
Bro.
It's not about the money, it's about treating people the right way.
Still not knowing when her house was going to be done, Lana did what she tried to avoid. She signed a short-term contract, knowing she'd have to pay even if she left early. Are you a renter? What are you facing? Go to ABC 15.
1% of the population needs to get together and decide that this ain't right, man. 1% of the entire population of the United States. 1%. All right, back on rent.com, looking at the good old Phoenix, Arizona area. Nice big city here. We got one bed starting at $1,150 to $1,350. 6 floor plans. That's pretty generous. 650 square feet. Nothing to write home about there. This is cheaper than that lady's apartment we just watched. But here we got contact for price telling me that's the guy. That's the guy you got to watch out for right there. 805 to 1,000. That's pretty reasonable. It's pretty reasonable right now in this world we're living in. We got 25 to 33. Supposed to be filtered from cheapest to most expensive, but it's definitely not following that. I don't know what's going on with y'all rent.com folks over there, man. Maybe the rent prices are affecting you guys too. I see. Contact for price. Watch out for that guy, man. 2 beds, $1,700. That lady could get a $1,700. Man, 18 to 25. Let's see here. A lot of apartments going on in the Phoenix, Arizona area. Yeah, this one don't seem too bad. You know, we got a lot of low thousand dollar offers there. I think Phoenix is just that one hit for that lady, $6,000, bro. That is crazy. All right, next up, so we're going to Las Vegas with the title of the video telling us already $6,400 rent increase. $6,400. We're upping it a little bit more from that Phoenix. Still living in the desert though, no beach around, right? Las Vegas, wow.
Rents go. Our story outraged so many of you.
Yeah, a Las Vegas man got a $6,400 rent raise. The landlord's family says it's their right. There's no law in Nevada to limit rent hikes.
It's their right, bro. That's what they're telling us. It's their right. They got the right to rip you off. They got the right. Guess what? We got rights too, y'all. We got rights. And like I said, it's 1% of the whole population of the United States. 1% is roughly 330 million, something like that, 340. So we need like 3.4 million people on this. 3.4 million people. This is my call to action to y'all, dude. We need to get on that. We need to get on that, whether it's a Reddit post. We could start a Discord server. I don't know what the limits are. Reddit's probably the best way to go, man. We need to put these landlords in their place. Let them know who's paying their bills.
Yeah, the tenant, Derek, like so many of you, just couldn't find or afford anywhere to live. One of our viewers saw the story. They went out of their way to find him a home.
I know that there are thousands of people here in Las Vegas dealing with significant increases that they can't afford.
Derek's rent raise was so outrageous, many viewers just couldn't believe.
New monthly rent and trash sewer due $39.50 plus $50. So present $14.95, right? So we're going from $14.95 up to $4,000.
A notice says, and the landlord's family told me rent would go from $1,500 to $4,000. Outside a lease, a $200 day rate, close to $8,000.
We're stepping it up from that other lady here a little bit here. $263 a day. Man, you could rent a hotel cheaper than that. You can. You ain't gotta pay utilities at the hotel. Promise you.
A month. The property manager's statement to Fox 5. The rent is whatever we want to deem it.
To move right now, it'll cost you to get into a house $6,000, $8,000.
Derek would have moved months ago, but like so many of you, without perfect credit or 2 or 3 times the rent in cash in hand, he could not find or afford anywhere until a viewer came to help.
Good to see you.
Me too.
Look at this place.
I know, right?
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Cynthia.
Thank you.
As soon as Derek's story aired, Cynthia Woodward with Key Property Management reached out. She had this place in mind.
I felt it was not right for him to be in that situation. He had done so many things right. If this will work for you, I will work to get you in.
Just one big open space.
She was the first one who reached out, and it worked.
I know, trust me, I'm just as surprised as you are. When you don't have to worry about where you're going to live in a week or 2 weeks, you can take a breath.
I talked to the owner, talked to him, and we were able to matchmake.
The owner and the landlord was willing to work with Clark County's CHAP program for rental assistance. Rent is in his price range. There are landlords with a heart who want to do the right thing. How much have you defied the odds in this?
There are still thousands of people here that don't look like me, who don't sound like me, who have been bounced out of their houses. As we speak,
you have to have a conversation. Someone to call it rent control, someone to call it balance. Whatever we call it we're doing the right thing.
After Derek's story aired, Clark County Commissioner William McCurdy called for local and state leaders to look at ways to make changes to Nevada law to put limits on rent.
These are people that are literally the working poor.
Thank God, dude. Somebody got together and started making some changes. Hopefully, maybe we'll do a follow-up video on this one day. Hopefully, more places will start getting the ball rolling. But it all comes down to us. You know, we got to go out there. We got to let them know. You know, stand on our soapbox and let them know, hey, these windows are dirty as hell, and I ain't gonna take it no more.